Hey, yo, and G fans, this is Sean, the True Comic Fan here, and recently, even though this is probably going to be a late review, we actually got a copy of the Rick and Morty Blu-ray DVD season 6, and as everybody knows, I'm a huge Rick and Morty fan. This DVD actually came out March 28th, so I'm going to do my best. This DVD isn't a DVD with a lot in it, unlike season 5. Season 5 had a lot of extras in it. This one has a few less extras, but it actually does have a bunch of great scene breakdowns and things that come along with it, especially for the favorite episodes that are in it, like, Night Family or Rick and Morty Well Lived. But to get into it, you either love this season or you were kind of like, meh, this season is okay. For me, I actually really like the season because it sets up a lot. It seems to set up a lot for a season 7. Like, for instance, we get introduced to Rick Prime, which is a character that has not been around, but we find out this is the Rick that basically started it all, the Rick that killed the Rick that we're following now's family, and the one that he's spent his entire life seeking revenge on. So this was actually an interesting thing to watch him and see how the little cat and mouse play is with this. But it was actually, watching him pop in season 1 was actually a good introduction and kind of makes you, you kind of can't wait to see what's going to happen in the next season with it. As it goes along, one of my favorite episodes, starting with, was the first episode where it takes place right after season 5, when evil Morty kind of like destroys the portal fluid and flies off into like the golden portal. And everybody's like, wow, this is crazy. Where is it going? So basically, it's kind of like an Avengers Endgame reference where he's on the Citadel and some of the Mortys that are left behind become very feral and they look like they're about to die and they're actually saved by Space Beth. That was a great episode because halfway, that's where you find out that Rick is trying to recreate everything, and he sends each one of the family members, because if you've been catching up the season so far, each one of the family members are actually from a different Earth or universe. So Morty gets it back to his original Cronenberg universe. Jerry gets it back to his universe before, when he was taken away from the daycare, and so forth and so on. Another episode that I really liked was Night Family, which was really crazy because Rick invents this stuff to let the family be able to do tasks while they're asleep, and then they start taking over like a zombie-like thing, which was a really funny episode and one that I could really get into. Also a life, what's it called? The Rick and Morty Life Well Lived, where two things happen in this episode. One, Morty's consciousness is spread a bunch of NPCs. So Rick has to go in and try to pull them all back together so he can get his grandson together. And also, the writers must really love this, but the entire rest of the points in the middle of the episode are based around Die Hard. So everything in the episode is a Die Hard reference, and they actually just keep saying Die Hard, Die Hard, Die Hard. So that was one of the great things about the episode. With this DVD, it doesn't come with a lot of extras. It has a lot of nice art on the beginning. But some of the extras that they do have in it is you get a lot of commentary about a few of the episodes that I guess everybody really loved, like Night Family, Analyze Piss, and the A Life Well Lived, a Morty Well Lived, which seems to be like a deep episode. So, overall, my review of season 6, because I did like season 6, I'm going to give it, 4 stars, because I think not every episode of Rick and Morty has to be this crazy thing where it's always memorable. I think the first 3 seasons are great. I think this season is setting up a really good season 7. So I'm going to give this 4 stars. And if you get a chance, go and pick it up. You can pick it up at your favorite retailer. So this is showing the comic fans. Sorry, I'm a little tired and tongue-tied today. Make sure you go out. If you're a Rick and Morty fan, pick up Rick and Morty. And like I said, if you get a chance, you like this video, like, share, and subscribe to us. And everything else geek, you check out on the tacosandgeeks.com. Thanks. Later days.